Hello there, this is Only One Kenobi here. Only One. You're going to have to excuse the quality of this video, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm using images that were sent to me by Daniel Chart. You've all heard that name before. I think this is just pretty much everything that we saw in those reveals, if you want to call them that. There was a sit down, wasn't there, at the SDCC. There was Jing there. She led the forum. Emily wasn't around. And then you had Chris and the other fellow, I beg your pardon, I've forgotten his name. It's like the Black Series dude, isn't he? Anyway, so this is the main things that were showcased, I believe, and they are now available for pre-order. In fact, I've ordered myself only one of these because I have one already. I've got a Blurg, a 3D printed one, so I just need one for Mando, and I've got one already for Queel, should we say, just to save a bit of money, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I think there'll be a lot of people out there who would have bought two of these, and you probably then would have been able to open this Mando, or would you even need to? Because I've got so many Mandalorian figures. They're coming out my ass, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse the graphic vision I've just put in your head there. There's so many, and I can rotate. There's others coming in various other releases of other waves and stuff, so I won't need to buy a second of this fella in particular. Although he is, actually, I've just changed my mind. He's a season 1, isn't he? And he's got the new barbell hips and stuff like that, so I've just changed my mind literally live on air as I've just opened my mouth there. But still, this is the Blurg, long awaited. What a brilliant sculpt he is. That's great that we finally have one. It's been a long time though, which is madness that we've waited that long for things like that. This item here, I'm going to leave it for a separate video, but I've already expressed my opinions on this in a few posts. I think I've done one on X, Twitter, and I did one on my Facebook, and I put one on my community post that I'm not happy with this. I'll give it its props. I'll just give you a quick rundown now. It looks amazing. It's a beautiful card back image, and that's about it really. That's all I can say about it. But I am disgusted at the size of the card change. That's a nightmare, an absolute myriad of nightmares for myself and others. I will go into more detail in another video. It might not affect you. You might not care if you're just an opener or you're someone who embraces different size cards and you're going to hang it without putting it in a case of any kind by its peg hole. But for myself and many others, it really does upset the apple cart, should we just say. I'll leave it at that. But the figure itself is cool, but this is the other thing I want to put in the... Oh God, I'm going to make a separate rant video. Why that is even deluxe is anyone's guess. There's talk of paint. There's talk of size. It's all BS. That should be in regular TVC. That ain't deluxe. It's cobblers. That shouldn't be deluxe. Look at it. It's a backpack. It's a helmet. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, because I'll never get through this. I'm ranting about it already. But at least Cobb Vanth, here's the good news as well. Cobb Vanth is now in TVC, albeit questionably on that card back. And I'm going to show you that in a separate video. This is another item. I have pre-ordered it as well. It is the Armourer's Forge. And I cannot wait to compare that to Ian Butler's Mandalorian Forge, which, to be honest, on first sight of this, the rock work is very badly coloured. It's actually, without wanting to sound like I'm slamming it, ladies and gentlemen, my first, to be honest, for £60, and you get a carded figure and all these accessories, I like it. And I like the outside box. I like the fact we're getting mini riggy type things like this, little diorama pieces. That's great. That's the good stuff. I won't need to open her either, because I don't see the point in doing that. It'll be nice to have a variant card back. So I've only bought one. But the rock work looks a little bit lame. I'd say that looks as badly painted and weathered as the Power of the Force 2. Do you remember they did a bunker and it came with a tree trunk and that was just plain brown plastic? It looked really cheap and poor. That's so bland that they could have done something more to that, could they not? Hell, they've put more texture and colour on things like the Ronto back in Power of the Force 2. They can definitely texture that. Or wash it with something. Anyway, that's that. And there's another close look. Oh, you get Grogu with it as well. That's all right, isn't it? For 60 quid. There'll be people out there will say it's expensive, but at least you're getting 3 different things. Not that we need another Grogu, but he is slightly different. He has got his armour on, as opposed to it being a separate armour piece. So that's interesting. And then there she is. I think she's got different accessories as well. There you go. She's working on the signet there, which is interesting. But unless you're desperate to have that loose, save your money, just buy one. I certainly am. And then you've got that lovely accessory cabinet thing there. Brilliant. How about that? And then there is the artwork as well. Oh, there's the alternative card back. Sorry again about the quality of the image here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm looking at images that have been sent on WhatsApp, which will automatically decrease the picture quality. The outside box is nice as well. Look at that. Quite big, that box. Maybe it'll be small in real life. And here are some other images that were shown. I have to say, given it's just a repaint, the face looked like they'd updated it. Looked a lot more like Rosario Dawson, I thought. And here's the other point that crossed my mind when I saw this. I thought to myself, what the hell? Why hasn't she got a white cloak? But then again, the original card back didn't have a poncho either. You had to buy the deluxe to get the poncho. Bruh. But this, really, come on now, they should have put the poncho in here. But nevertheless, maybe they'll give you a oh god, dare I say it, give you a deluxe. And then here is Grand Admiral Thrawn, and finally you've got him on the Ahsoka card back to reflect the live action depiction of him. You've got the Mickelson head sculpt there now. The figure that came with the Rebels was so wrong. That card back was just a mistake. That version of Thrawn, going back now, that should have been, definitely 100% should have been your expanded universe card back, which they'll never do them again. That figure was a waste of time. They should have just left it instead of downscaling the Black Series one, which was definitely the comic variation of him. You know, the novel version, should we say, the expanded universe. They should have just left it until they put this one out, because it's just moribund. It certainly doesn't warrant being on a Rebels card, the other one. So I'm actually tempted to give that figure, which I have loose, to my friend Lee from Tatooine Customs and see if he will make a custom expanded universe card to see a card back we should have and could have got back in the day anyway, before they discontinued DVC. But alas, nevertheless, we now have this, which is proper, really, given that we've had the Ahsoka series and all of that. And is that it, ladies and gentlemen? Oh yes, this thing here. This is the, what's he called now? The Jetpack Trooper, also available for pre-order on all the sites. Yeah, just another couple of things to show you. These were the, sorry again about the quality. It'll be very pixeled, this, but these are the pipelines. So the most interesting one, I have to say, is Dead Ramiro. So I was really raging when I watched this live stream, seeing all the stuff the Black Series were getting. It seemed to be all Black Series. It was like, and Black Series, this one is for Black Series, and now for the Black Series. And it was not for TVC. But then at the end, it was all like TVC overload. It was great. So here are the 6. There's not much really I can say other than yet another Kenobi figure for Obi-Wan. Carrie-Anne Moss, I'll be happy to take that. I quite liked Yord as well. An easy repack for a phase 1 there, or repaint. It'll be the Lieutenant when it would be the new figure, sculpt, whatever, for the phase 1. And then that's just an easy repack, isn't it, for, yeah, that, whatever you call that commando, except on a Ahsoka card this time. And then finally they hit us with that, which is a nice way to end. A lot of people have been asking for these two. They did very well in the March Madness, I believe, and there he is. He was the best part of that series, God rest his soul. And then here she is, Shin Hati there. That's nice, man, so that's really good. Well overdue again, but alas, we have to wait always, but they're here now, or coming, should we say. That's all I'm going to do for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching that video. Do leave your comments and thoughts below. Subscribe if you are new. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only One. Out.